Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as a Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about crystal skulls. I've actually meant to talk about this a long time ago, and I actually never got around to it because I don't know why, but this is actually, oh, that's a really cool way to display it. There we go. Awesome. This is a crystal skull. If you're not sure what a crystal skull is, it's a skull that's a crystal. I'd hope you didn't have known that, especially after me showing it to you guys, but this is just what it looks like. They come in a variety of ways, a variety of types of crystal skulls. Different things you can do with crystal skulls are things I'll be talking about in this video, and I'm very excited to be talking about this in this video because this just offers a new knowledge that I haven't really thought about before. So, this has been used by the Mayans and by the Aztecs. I'm actually going to talk to you about 7 different ways that you can use crystal skulls. I highly suggest you use clear quartz because it'll amplify any intention unless whatever intention is specific regarding around the crystal that you're going to use. Clear quartz is the master crystal and it can be used for absolutely anything and everything. So, this is a really good crystal. Now, with my little handy-dandy notebook, and I'm going to be looking over at my notes to make sure I'm on topic and making sure I'm getting every single point out. But the first thing you can do with crystal skulls is, this is a good place for my notebook, read other people's thoughts and what they've done in the past before. And people are like, people, Stone Man's reading thoughts. No. But the thing is, if you have someone approaching you and you, like I said, I work with angels and I'll only teach knowledge that can be used for good, not people being nosy, trying to intrude into other people's thoughts, because you will get in trouble for that. You will flat out get in trouble. It won't work, number 1, and number 2, you'll aggravate angels, and number 3, you'll aggravate, most importantly, the man upstairs. The man above all, God. You're gonna go against other people's free will if you do this, but if you're doing this for the sake of protection and for the sake of, like, hey, I think this person might be dangerous, like, what should I do? Because I do have people come up to me for help, and me helping this person, sometimes I'll be like, okay, there's something off, like something seriously off. For example, if a serial killer is coming to me for help, and they want all these crystals to, and I have to find out, like, this person kind of has bad intention, because there are people who try to come to me and try to use crystals for bad. So I'm like, this person's on their feed, they're posting about working with things that are not angels. So I'm like, okay, I'll just ask my angels, okay, can you show me what this person's thinking, please? And they're not going to go into, like, oh, this person's thinking about breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No, I'll be like, okay, to my head angels, I'll be like, okay, what's this person's true intentions? Is this person helpful or is this person harmful? And I'll peer into it and I'll have visions. Sometimes I'll have them, and you guys will too. So you'll either have visions inside of the crystal or in your mind's eye, and you'll see certain things about the person like, wait a second, this person is doing really bad black magic with people and they actually fully intend to use the crystals to hurt other people. I'm like, and then when you see something pop up, do not question it because it's usually the first thing you see. When you interpret it is when you start getting things wrong. So you're like, okay, for example, I'm gonna, yeah. And it'll be the first thing that just pops in your head where you'll see it in the crystals like, and for some reason I'm seeing a rune in the crystal skull. I don't know why. You'll see a whole bunch of random stuff. I'm seeing, I don't even know what the rune's called. It's just a Viking rune for some reason. It just popped in the crystal skull. But, like I said, for you guys it'll be completely different. Just follow your intuition. You can't use this for bad. You won't be able to, especially with angels. Angels will block you from trying to intrude on other people's thoughts. Like, Florida Stone Man told me I could read people's thoughts. I wonder what my coworker's thinking. No, you can't do that. Sorry! But, because I taught that on TikTok and or on Instagram as well. So people are like, oh, you can read people's thoughts. But for the people who actually watch this full video, you're going to know you can't be nosy. Being nosy is what monitor spirits do. Where do monitor spirits and monitor demons end up? In a place where their screams and cries can't be monitored. Okay, next topic. HE double hockey sticks, if you don't know. So the next topic, this one's important. Because and like I said, do not try to abuse this. Do not try to abuse this, or you'll get some instant karma. Like, you'll be just doing something and bah! But, because when you work with angels, they don't play. Like, if you're on something that's really dark or negative, or you're trying to use some information to hurt other people, you're going to have a tough time. You're going to have a tough time. Let's just say that. So use what I teach with good, or don't, and then get your lessons. I'm very strict about that. I'm a very strict teacher. I teach with passion, with fire, and making sure you guys are doing right. So this one is important because you can telepathically call and communicate people with... I almost dropped my crystal skull. No, my crystal skull. Oh no, I should have put it on a string. I drop stuff a lot. Since it's slippery now, because now it has oils on it, because I put oils in my hands. I work with essences and oils very often, so this thing's like, whoop. Ooh, that one smells good. Can you guys guess which one it is? Oh, that's another one too. 1 second. The next one is to telepathically call and communicate with people. How would you do this? You would focus on the mind of the person you're trying to communicate with, and it has to be of good. So since if you're not doing something good, it can go straight back to you and really hurt. Especially if you're trying to use spiritual abilities for harm, you're not gonna be there for long. But yeah, you can literally, if your mother, for example, it's a really, really important thing and she did not bring her phone, or if your grandmother, like you think your grandmother's gonna fall because you just mopped the floor and you didn't put down a sign, you didn't tell anyone, and she's not answering the phone, you're like, grandmother, please call me now. Call me right now. Like, grandmother, hello, please look for your phone, find your phone, and your grandmother will find the phone. It's telepathic communication. Maybe you want to send someone love or send someone healing. You'll be like, I really care about you, I really love you, and make sure it's someone close to you, not just someone random. For people trying random stuff with me, they'll just get, they'll walk into some protections, but which I've had people try stuff with me on TikTok lives, like, I'm telepathically sending you a number, and they're like, my head's hurting now. I'm like, because you're going past energetic boundaries that you're not supposed to be passing. So that's one thing too. If you don't want people entering your energetic boundaries, ask God. Ask God and ask your angels. Be like, hey, can you protect my mind in this? Can you make sure no one telepathically communicates with me, etc.? And they'll close it off. They'll cut it off. And the next one. Predict the future and disarmament. How cool! So you can predict the future with this. Now, when I say predict the future, don't be like, don't go into the world and be like, no. You could predict certain events. Be like, crystal skulls represent knowledge, and you want to predict the future. Let's just say, what is, like, I would like to see the future of myself. And you can say, like, opening a seashell store by the seashore. Wonderful example. And then I look into myself, like, you'll look into your mind's eye, or you can look into the actual crystal. I suggest clear quartz, like I said, so you'll look into the crystal, I'll face it towards you guys, and you'll look into it, you look into it. Sometimes it'll take 5 to 10 minutes. Sometimes it'll take 30 minutes. If it takes more than that, take a break. Then it's usually within the first few seconds. Like, you'll see something and you'll know you're seeing it, but you don't believe you're seeing it, and then you don't see it. So, like, okay, let's just say seashells by the seashore, and then you look into it, and then you'll see a seashell, and the seashell's kind of broken. That means don't do it, because something is not right about your idea, or it doesn't fully check out. So the future of you opening a seashell store at the current moment is not good, because you're clearly missing something. For example, if you had like a bad business partner and you're starting the seashell store, now it went downhill. So something as small as that. Like, I've predicted people getting married and stuff like that, but I've seen broken wedding rings and stuff like that, and I'm like, you're gonna get married, but something's up. Like, flat out up. And then something usually happens, or something happens. I can't really say because I'm not gonna put people's information out there, but the next one is, and like I said, the crystal skull is all about knowledge and intuition. You have to tap into your knowledge and intuition for this. The next one is, and especially for this one, connecting to your main guides. Oh, cool. So you can literally look at your crystal skull and be like, hey, I'd like to know who, I'd like to know which guide sent me this message today. So you'll talk to angels and be like, okay, which one of you made me smell frankincense today? And then one angel will be like, oh, that was me. And you'll hear an angel's name pop in your head, etc. Like, oh, which angel should I talk to tonight? Which angel can help me with this? Which angel can help me with that? Which angel can I best connect with and help me connect with? Like, whatever you ask. Make sure you're not annoying your angels as well, because I'm not gonna say you can't annoy angels. Just don't be ridiculous. So be serious. Don't be like, well, you can play games with your angels as well. They do like when you play games with them. They're pretty awesome. Angels are really cool. Very special helpers of humanity, but just don't be bad. Connect to your guides however you'd like. And you can do it with the crystal. You can use this as a foci or focus. So you'll focus the intention and you'll literally tap into your mind's eye or into your external clairvoyance with this. Now the next one is, I'm going through these pretty quickly. Good, because I can stay in one of these for about 10 minutes. Shadow work, but it's clear quartz. Clear quartz does everything. You can use other crystals as well. I'd suggest you use clear quartz because it literally does everything. Like, if you tell clear quartz to do something, it's gonna do it. Especially if you focus your intention on it. With shadow work, what is shadow work? So basically, be like, okay, here's a mini guide on shadow work. Look at your crystal skull and be like, really think about it. Like, okay, quiet your mind. What did I like about today? What didn't I like about today? What could I have done to make what I didn't like better? What could I have done to eliminate things I didn't like? Now, I'm going to use the most random example. So today, this didn't really actually happen to me. I'm just going to use this as an example. I went in a valley of, not the shadow of death, the valley of lilies, or the valley of, the valley of lavender, okay? The smell is lavender, by the way. Oh, if anyone got that right. So you went into a valley of lavender, and you walked through the valley of lavender, and you had a really good day. But the one thing you didn't like is the way your feet felt on the ground when you're walking through the lavender. Let's just say you didn't like your shoes, you didn't like being barefoot, you didn't like that you had to be home early, that you felt like you wanted to go home, you didn't like it that it was a cloudy day, etc. So just pick one of them. And this sounds ridiculous, but the more you confront small subconscious blockages is the better you'll feel, and you won't even know why you're feeling good, you'll just feel good. It's because you did shadow work. Now I'm like, I didn't like today because it was cloudy. What about clouds don't you like? Well, you have less energy, you don't feel as happy and as sunny. It's because when you saw the sun, it actually made you sunny. And for some people, I actually like cloudy days more than sunny days, but I'm just using this as an example. So you'll go into it. So basically, how can you feel more happy during a cloudy day? You occupy yourself with activities, you go out with your family, you do more things that you like. So start distracting yourself from something that you know is causing you mental not feeling good, or mental just fog. And then dissolve mental fog. So like basically, maybe you have too many things on your mind, right? You start writing things down, etc. So start confronting little tiny ridiculous things, especially on paper, while focusing on the crystal skull as if it's your brain. Now that's some guided shadow work. It sounds really weird, but you'd be surprised on how much better you feel after you do that. Because it's usually the little things that bug you guys, and you don't even know it's bugging you because you just push it to the back of your mind, and that's where you get blocked. Awesome, right? Yeah. Confront them blockages. Confront your shadows. Make your shadows into something that is literally behind you, and something you gain strength from because you passed them. They're not going to bother you again. Now you know exactly what's the problem, and now if me with name examples. If Rwanda at work, I don't know why I say Rwanda. I astral travel to Rwanda. But if Rwanda at work is bothering you, and Rwanda is really just getting under your nerves, and you don't really pay attention to it because you push it at the back of your mind, now Rwanda, when you confront, like, hey, she kind of starts off really nice, and she gets kind of nasty, or she throws some sneak shade, and I just brush it off, versus I confront it and be like, hey, I'm not going to really even give her any light of day. And now Rwanda doesn't bother you at work anymore. You have more energy. You're doing a lot better. Nothing really bothers you like that. And even if you counter another person like Rwanda, like, don't use another, let's just, oh, Rose. There we go, Rose. For example, if Rwanda is no longer bothering you at work, but Rose is kind of similar to Rwanda. You did the shadow work, and now you can recognize that Rwanda is like Rose, and Rose is like Rwanda, and you'll just ignore them both, because now no one's going to be giving you sneak shade. Awesome! It's because you did shadow work, and you can use this as a focus, especially if you get off track. The next one, this one's really simple, is memory work. So this one's really straight to the point. Take your crystal, you put the name on top of the head of the crystal, and assign this to be your brain, your mind, and things you want to remember, you'll just write under it and put it on top. So you'll have like an extra memory bank, and for some strange spiritual reason, you'll be able to remember a whole bunch more. For example, if you, let's just say you're studying and you want to be able to remember more of what you're studying, put it on top of the book, or put it on top of the chapter of what you're studying. That's just a really good example. The next one is opening claircognizance, your clear knowing. So everything I've been teaching about is to open your intuition, to be able to tap into psychic gifts, to tap into knowledge, etc. So claircognizance is clear knowing. So, like I said, this ties in with the discernment, connecting with the guides, not so much the shadow work, reading other people's thoughts, telepathically communicating. Just ask. I mean, when you don't know the answer to when you really don't know the answer to something, grab it, put it to your head, or you just look at it and be like, it's on its side. Make sure it's standing up. Look at your crystal skull and be like, huh. And you can literally you pray to God for help, because God comes first. The crystal's a tool. God made the crystal for us to work with. Then you ask your guides, can you guys please help? And then you'd be like, okay, should I do this? Yes or no? And you'll just hear a loud yes in your head. Like, yes, do it. Come on. And then your logic will come in and be like, well, maybe I shouldn't. I kind of felt yes, but that could have been like it could have been me, just like, it could have been my emotions. No, don't ignore your intuition. Don't. Or your guides won't give you another answer like that again. They won't be that loud. They'll just wait for you to pick up on your own intuition and go back to what they're saying. But that's 7 ways you can use a crystal skulls. How cool is that? So the first way is reading other people's minds and what they've done in the past. You can only use that for good. Same thing with the second one. And use that when you feel like someone is kind of sketchy, like, I think I don't feel comfortable about this person. Lord help me. Because you will bump into people like that in this day and age. And you'll be like, Lord help me. Let me get my tool up. Yeah, this person actually goes home and they do some really bad sigils or whatever, and they're calling upon dark entities. Let's not get near that person, or let's just put our spiritual guard up and ignore this person. The next one is telepathically call and communicate with people. You do this when it's needed. You don't be messing around with people's minds and brains. Do not mess with people's minds and brains at all. Don't mess with people's telepathic thought process and just confuse them. So if you have to send a very important message, then do it. The next one is predict the future and discernment. This is very helpful for like business ideas. If you should even date this person. If you want to find out if your husband or wife is cheating, I'll just leave it at that. The next one is connect to your main guides, because I'm going to keep this very, very general, so you guys don't message me like, ah. But connecting to your main guides, shadow work. What else? memory and image work, mental image work, and then 7th one is clear cognizance and opening that. You guys can get creative with this on your own. I'm not going to be giving you ideas. By the way, if one of you does have someone cheating on you, and you ask God to show you, you're going to find out regardless. It's just, this can speed it up very quickly, and then you'll find out how to make sure you're dating someone who's not like that in the future, especially with something like this, because I'm not just going to give you guys an idea and then leave it like that, but you guys can develop own ideas on your own. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!